obviously find out later in the investigation.
Do you know what their complaint was?
I just know that they told officers, obviously they had a confrontation with a gentleman with a gun.
And they saw that gun with the people outside Ernie Biggs when they went to tell police?
That's what I'm told at this time.
Okay.
Obviously, as you know, things can start taking a little
Sure.
bit of a turn as we get further in the investigation.
Did he seem to be intoxicated?
Don't know those things right
Okay.
now. Sorry.
Talk to us about the suspect. Can you give us any identifiers on him? I mean, or is this person still?
Don't know. I know that he has been transported to UAMS and he is in the operating room.
So if you could just walk with us one more time. So did the officers follow this person down the street here, or did they meet with him in the alley? How did that all
From my
transpire?
understanding at this point, and let me preface by saying that many times things change through the course of the investigation, but my understanding is they met with or kind of confronted the suspect out in front of Ernie Biggs and were attempting to catch up with him. And this happened at Ernie Biggs, in front of Ernie Biggs, and came all the way down President Clinton Avenue, took a turn right here at this intersection, and then they actually followed him into the alleyway behind that we're looking at right now.
Just one officer that followed, or were there multiple officers?
I believe there were a couple of officers, and I think a couple of officers fired, and several officers were also responding as well.
Okay,
So multiple officers fired their weapons.
Yes.
how many? So obviously, we would assume these officers are on paid administrative leave and pending investigation.
They will be. I'm actually headed over to Major Crimes Division where we're going to try to finish the criminal investigation and the internal investigation tonight.
How I mean, obviously officer-involved shootings are not common in the city, but I mean, when you think of the River Market, usually this is not a high-crime area for the city. So how rare is it for something very, very major to happen down here?
Not really that, like you said, we don't typically have things that happen here that often. I did work another officer-involved shooting that happened somewhere here, and this has been back, somewhere prior to 2012. We had an officer-involved shooting that happened somewhere right near this intersection, actually, but not often at all.
Do you know at all if shots were fired at police, or did, from what your understanding is, the suspect just pulled a gun?
I don't know that. I just know that they got into a confrontation in the alleyway.
Has a gun been found at the scene?
I can't disclose that right now, but obviously later through the investigation,
So it's unclear whether or not a gun was found at the scene.
yes. But those are things that we will be able to talk about later as time goes on.
Can you talk a little bit, I guess, about how of really a dangerous situation this was? Obviously, bars were closing at this time. Nobody was, hit other than the person that police were firing at. Can you just talk a little bit about how dangerous this could have been?
Well, sure. Anytime that somebody is armed with a weapon and you have a large group of people, and again, like I said, I don't know how many people are here at 2 o'clock or not, but as you know, this is a pretty busy place, populated place, especially late night hours, and anytime when you have a subject with a weapon and there are lots of people around, that can be very problematic, especially if they have ill intent with that weapon.
And do you know? Okay.
Not much else I can say.
Do you know, is there anything about I know you guys don't disclose anything about the officers the day of the incident, but can you tell us how long they've been with LRPD? Have they been around for a while?
Honestly, I don't even know that. I'm going to gain that information once I go
Okay.
over to Major Crimes. You guys caught me kind of early here.
Okay.
Do you know what the original confrontation between the victim and the individuals who called out for help? Do you know what that was regarding?
No, but I do know that they said that the subject had a gun, and we're asking police for help.
I'm sorry, just to get one more clarification. So, did police meet up with him at Ernie Biggs and then follow? Okay.
Out in front of the Ernie Biggs,
Okay.
never inside, but out in front. But I just kind of wanted you to at least be able to see the distance that happened from out there and came all the way down. President Clinton took the turn and then actually went down the alleyway.
And police believe that the victim pulled a gun.
We believe that the suspect was armed with a gun. That was the information we received from the citizen.
Do police believe that the gun was pulled in the alleyway?
I can't disclose all
Or
that
was he threatening
information.
people with the gun in front of Ernie Biggs?
I just know that 2 people in front of Ernie Biggs came, asked police for help because the suspect had a weapon. Apparently, they were concerned and fearful.
But it's unclear right now. If I'm understanding this correctly, I want to make sure I'm understanding. Is that it's unclear whether or not the victim pulled the gun right away?
Correct. Those are things that we are going to find out as the investigation unfolds. Again, this is very early on, and as you know, many of these things, we get more details as it unfolds. It's just very early.
And the officers were on foot, right? Pursuing or
I
trying
believe
to
they
catch
were
up
on
with this person.
bicycle.
Do you know
We
if
had some officers also, I think, responding on
These are
foot,
River
but
Market officers or downtown patrol officers.
that were assigned to this River Market area. The initial responding officers were.
Talk to us. I mean, normally on a weekend night, River Market, especially President Clinton, is shut down to traffic with police. I mean, how many people are usually assigned to work detail in River Market?
That varies really by shift, night, day of the week, things like that. But we usually have a lot of coverage down here, especially on weekend nights. You've got to, with the number of people that come out on the weekends here.
What's next? Is you guys, I mean, over the next 24 to 48 hours, what will LRPD be focusing on?
We are going to conduct a criminal investigation, and we will also start working on an internal administrative investigation. And those are things that, when I leave here, I plan on heading to the Major Crimes Division as they are starting to work on a criminal case right now.
would you be able to tell us if if the victim in this case, if they're a man, are they a woman, are they older than
I believe they're a man, but I don't have any specifics about him at all at this point.
Do you have a condition? I'm sorry,
No, I
mean,
just know that he went in the operating room. Yes.
unclear how many times he was shot. I guess it's very
Correct.
early. Okay.
Again, we will have better information for you probably if you give me a few more hours.
Is there any? Do you know when we're going to be expecting press release on this and incident report to be released?
I don't, but sometime tomorrow you'll definitely have that.